Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let's have a few.
Yeah, man, we asked. It's a pass. They have social democracy and universal health care. Norway and Sweden don't want their children to die because of gun violence. They want their children to die the Scandinavian way, from a vitamin D deficiency or at the hands of an ice witch. Let's get into it. What a week! After 60 Minutes aired an interview with his ally turned nemesis, Marjorie Taylor Greene, President Trump attacked the show and its corporate parent, writing, "My real problem is that the new ownership of 60 Minutes, Paramount, would allow a show like this to air. They are no better than the old ownership, who just paid me millions of dollars for fake reporting about your favorite president, me." Since they bought it, and 60 Minutes has actually gotten worse. Added Trump, "and bring back Andy Rooney." That's a good idea. It's not, if it's possible. This is the thanks Paramount gets for paying Trump millions of dollars to settle a ridiculous lawsuit, installing Barry Weiss as editor-in-chief of CBS News, and greenlighting Rush Hour 4 at Trump's personal request. And to be clear, that last one is fine. I think Biden or Kamala would have also demanded a new Rush Hour movie. It's just a natural thing for the president to do, given all that's going on. Trump's tantrum is poor timing for Paramount, which hopes he'll put his thumb on the scale in their quest to acquire Warner Brothers. And time is of the essence. Trump's thumbs could fall clean off at any moment. As you know, last Friday, Netflix announced plans to buy Warner Brothers Discovery for $83 billion. To put that number in perspective, it's $83 billion. If finalized, Netflix would acquire the studio and streaming business, while the cable unit would be spun off into a separate company. And for some reason, Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos demanded a fur coat made of the WB's finest animaniacs. Netflix has already been hit with a class action lawsuit seeking to block the deal, and a group of anonymous top filmmakers wrote a letter to Congress warning that the merger would be a disaster for Hollywood. And I don't know how many more disasters Hollywood can take. We still haven't recovered from the strikes, the fires, the ArcLight closing, and all the movie stars getting their eyes done at once. Showing up fucking different, looking younger and surprised. All at once? What the fuck? Was there a deal? Where'd all the lower bluffs go? Just some horrible pile of lower bluffs sitting in Beverly Hills somewhere. The anonymous filmmakers said in that open letter that they left the note unsigned, not out of cowardice, but out of fear of retaliation, which signals that perhaps not a lot of prominent writers were part of the letter. It's impossible to know who the filmmakers are, though one of them did add, "P.S. I wouldn't fuck Paul Dano with somebody else's feet." And who would say that? Could be anybody. Speaking of not accepting defeat, Paramount... Yes! You're welcome. Fucking yes. Speaking of defeat, Paramount launched a hostile takeover bid to buy Warner Brothers Discovery, going straight to shareholders with an all-cash $30 per share offer. Pretty exciting stuff. Will Warner Brothers be sucked up into a giant monopoly in which a half dozen people decide what a third of us watch every night after dinner? Or will it be sucked up into a different giant monopoly? I'm on the edge of my seat in a car that is going into the ocean. And with the future of Hollywood at stake, these titans of industry are engaged in one of the biggest and most consequential ass-kissing contests in human history. But which globe-bestriding magnate will attend to the task with greater passion? Which billionaire will get their mouths deeper, use their lips more assertively upon the presidential crack? Who shall play the most beautiful version of Hole to the Chief? David Ellison, the head of Paramount and son of billionaire Larry Ellison, made a recent visit to Washington and promised Trump officials that if he bought Warner Brothers, he would overhaul CNN's programming. Ellison allegedly even promised Trump that one of the N's in CNN can stand for any N-word he wants. On Wednesday, Trump confirmed that he likes where Ellison's head is at.
I just think that the people that have run CNN, I don't think they should be entrusted with running CNN any longer. So I think any deal should be guaranteed and certain that CNN is part of it, or sold separately.
This is Anderson Cooper, and he is waiting for someone to adopt him before he is put down. And he's one of so many anchors in need of a home. Meanwhile, the financial backers of Paramount's bid include 3 Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds and the private equity firm led by none other than Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. It's unnerving how quietly Jared moves through the world these days. He disappears from view, you start to forget about him, and then all of a sudden he comes crawling out of the ceiling at Warner Brothers pitching a movie about a super tall pale guy everybody likes. With its new investors, Paramount is promising to create all kinds of exciting new films as part of a merger with HBO, like Harry Potter and the now explicitly Jewish bank goblins. Harry Potter and the journalist who had it coming. Barbie 2, Ken was right the whole time. And a brand new cable channel, Riyadh Comedy Central. Bloomberg reported over the weekend that Sarandos went to the White House last month to meet with Trump, and the two struck up quite a rapport. They bonded over their shared interest in Ted Sarandos complimenting Trump for several hours in a row. When Trump was asked about the deal on Sunday, he told reporters, well, that's got to go through a process and we'll see what happens. Trump then tried to imitate the Netflix sound.
Bing bong.
But it's not just Hollywood that's terrified about its economic future. In response to growing anger about the cost of, bing bong, cost of living, Trump continues to claim it's all a big scam from the Democrats.
They say, oh, he doesn't realize prices are high. Prices are coming down very substantially. But they have a new word. They always have a hoax. The new word is affordability.
He's never sounded more like a cartoon rich guy. They're making up new words: affordability, BOGO, coupon. No one knows what they mean. Trump, of course, hewed closely to the prepared remarks, relentlessly driving his message about how much he is focused on the economy.
I didn't say shithole, you did. Remember I said that to the senators that came in? The Democrats. We had a meeting. And I say, why is it we only take people from shithole countries, right? Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let us have a few.
Yeah, man, we asked. It's a pass. They have social democracy and universal health care. Norway and Sweden don't want their children to die because of gun violence. They want their children to die the Scandinavian way, from a vitamin D deficiency or at the hands of an ice witch. And then Trump played the hits because, baby, that's what the people came to see.
Transgender for every member in your family. If they're not feeling well that night, let's just change their sex.
And when he is actually forced to discuss the economy, Trump is telling the American people to trust him and not their own experience.
I wonder what grade you would give
A
your
plus.
economy. A plus.
Yeah, A plus, 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 plus.
That ought to cheer up your kids when they're unwrapping their Christmas present, one loose cigarette. Love It or Leave It is brought to you by Quince, Cold Mornings Holiday Plans. This is where I need my wardrobe to just work. That's why I'm all about Quince. They make it easy to look sharp, feel good, and find gifts that last. From Mongolian cashmere sweaters to Italian wool coats, Quince clothes are crafted from premium materials and built to hold up without the luxury markup. They have the essentials every guy needs. You get a Mongolian cashmere sweater for $50, Italian wool coats that look and feel designer, denim and chinos that fit just right. I was doing some last-minute Cyber Monday shopping, and I clicked on over to Quince. They had a great Mongolian hoodie.
I literally just did that.
Really?
Like an hour ago, I was on the Quince website doing Christmas shopping.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
They have a whole holidays gift section.
And they have really good stuff. Each piece is made from premium materials by trusted factories that meet rigorous standards for craftsmanship and ethical production. They cut out the middleman and traditional markups. So Quince delivers the same quality as luxury brands at a fraction of the price. It's everything you actually want to wear, built to hold up season after season. Get your wardrobe sorted and your gift list handled with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/loveit for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/loveit. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/loveit. Love It or Leave It brought to you by Helix. How are you preparing for the colder season? you spending more time indoors? I bet you are. Well, you should stay comfortable with your Helix mattress. It's perfect time to invest in a new mattress. Sleep is even more important during sick season, peak cold, and flu time. The other day, I had a few hours in the afternoon on a Sunday, and I had a dinner plans, and I was alone in the home. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lie in this bed. I'm going to watch YouTubes.
That's a nice
So
way to
comfortable
spend
on
an
my Helix
afternoon.
mattress. I watched a bunch of YouTubes. I watched a cooking video. I watched a science video. I watched something about jet engines. That's what the algorithm wants.
Then some Nazi stuff.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, the algorithm took me to the
they're like,
Nazi.
"We think you might want some Nazi stuff." Take the Helix Sleep Quiz. It'll match you with the perfect mattress based on your personal preferences, making it easy to find a mattress that fits your sleep needs. Helix delivers your mattress right to your door with free shipping in the U.S. Rest easy with seamless returns and exchanges. The Happy with Helix guarantee offers a risk-free, customer-first experience designed to ensure you're completely satisfied with your new mattress. They even offer a 120-night sleep trial and limited lifetime warranty. So go to helixsleep.com/loveit for 25% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/loveit for 25% off site-wide. Make sure you enter our show name in the post-purchase survey so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/loveit. Also this week, Trump pledged a $12 billion aid package to help American farmers hurt by Trump's trade wars. A little bit of a sorry you lost your housewarming gift. But if I've learned anything from trash television, farmer doesn't want a government check. Farmer wants a wife. Besides, $12 billion is a drop in the bucket when American farms are predicted to lose $34 to $44 billion annually because of Trump's tariffs and trade policies. Said the president of the American Soybean Association on CNN, "Does anybody need a trillion beans?" No, here's his actual response.
In terms of the long term, does this fix things?
Well, this is a Band-Aid on an open wound.
Band-Aid on an open wound? Great idea, said Senate Republicans, proposing Band-Aids for open wounds as a replacement for expiring Obamacare subsidies. Yes, Republicans are resigned to allowing the subsidies to expire at the end of the month. Here's Kansas Senator Roger Marshall on Tuesday.
Greta, I can share with you that I've had multiple bipartisan conversations, and we're not going to be able to get a solution done in the next several weeks. The parties are too far apart on this critical issue.
The parties are too far apart? What is this, me not leaving the house on New Year's Eve? Then Senate Majority Leader John Thune announced a vote on a Republican alternative to the current Democratic plan to renew the subsidies for 3 years, setting up dueling votes on Thursday. Rather than extend the subsidies, the Republican alternative sets up savings accounts into which the government would pay about $1,000 per year for eligible Americans. Of course, $1,000 would not help in an actual medical emergency like a car accident or cancer diagnosis or eating ice cream while Jewish. Meanwhile, Mike Johnson told the press that House Republicans will bring a vote next week on their package of health care proposals that also does not extend Obamacare subsidies.
We have some low-hanging fruit. We have some things that every Republican agrees to. Democrats won't. Remember, they don't actually want to fix this problem.
You know healthcare ideas every Republican can agree to, like wooden spoons to bite down on, lobotomies for mouthy Kennedys, prayer, a free app for tracking nocturnal erections, chromosomal testing for that tall woman you saw at the bank, and Q-tips, because you know these guys are just getting in there, you know? These freaks. We're all getting in there. Doing what we're not supposed to do. A little violation every night. A little breaking of the rules we all do right before bed. Take one of those Q-tips, cross the event horizon. On Wednesday, a group of more vulnerable House Republicans led by Pennsylvania Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick rebelled against the leadership, attempting to force a vote on a bill to extend the expiring subsidies. And wouldn't you know it, Marjorie Taylor Greene, among the Republicans who signed the discharge petition. What happened to her? Did Clarence the Angel show her what the world would look like if she were never born and it was fucking awesome? On Thursday, the Democratic bill to extend Obamacare failed, virtually guaranteeing that Americans who relied on these subsidies will see their premiums double, or more likely not see it since their eyeballs fell out. And so we end the year as we began it, still somehow working through our pandemic tuna. Just me? Okay. The truth is, this was always going to be a rough year. But for my part, I am ending 2025 more hopeful than when it began. And I'm not even in therapy right now. Probably means I never even needed it to begin with. Trump came in like a wrecking ball in January, purging the federal government, bullying colleges and law firms, turning the government into a piggy bank for his friends and family, destroying USAID, knocking down the East Wing, unleashing a radicalized ICE into our communities, releasing the last living Melania Trump into the wild. But underneath all the bluster, the goons behind this bliss understood that time was not on their side. That's because every presidency is overtaken by events. It's because the lack of popular support for any of this shit, the total lack of a mandate, means rising opposition anywhere outside of Trump's control. And it's because you can put a hat that says 2028 on a lame duck, but that bitch still can't swim. And that's what's happened. Leaks and resignations and temporary restraining orders and lawsuits, endless coverage of Trump's escapades to rename bodies of water, murder people in boats, build fancy ballrooms, all while failing to address the rising cost of living and economic uncertainty that made his re-election possible. A new AP poll released just today finds Trump's economic approval has dipped to 31%, the lowest rating he's received on the economy across either his first or second term. But just wait till Rush Hour 4 comes out. Going to see a big Rush Hour 4 bump. And it is a virtuous circle. Trump's rising unpopularity weakens him while inspiring defiance all around him, which only weakens him further. We've seen that in Congress on the Epstein files and on a bipartisan discharge petition to extend Obamacare subsidies, and in the collapse of several of his political prosecutions. And in Indiana, we're under withering pressure from Trump and his allies. Republicans in that state just voted down a plan to gerrymander their congressional maps. And so, yes, in the absence of genuine oversight from Republicans in Congress and given a pliant Supreme Court, Trump can abuse the pardon power, help his sons make billions, decimate the government, bully corporations, turn the antitrust process into a beauty contest, including a swimsuit competition between David Ellison and Ted Sarandos. He is doing a lot of damage. He's threatening to do a lot more. But democracy is stronger than it looks. Would-be authoritarians are weaker than they look, and jelly donuts always look better than they taste. Something for all of us to remember as Hanukkah rolls around. Democracy contemplates error and weakness. It is a distributed and redundant system without a single point of failure. So Trump can hack at it and hack at it and hack at it, install a flunky prosecutor here, a vaccine denier there, grab some stock in Intel here, threaten a late night host there, and it will weaken the system and corrupt its components. But a lot of those circuits still find a way to close, which is another way of saying democracy is still causing Trump to short circuit every single day. That may not always be true, but right now it is. We can't predict what next year will bring other than a star-studded premiere at Rush Hour 4. But we know what we have to do. We got to organize, protest, win the midterms, and try to be the right amount of nice to Marjorie Taylor Greene because she is our next president.